The hidden life of Jesus. The four Gospels tell us the wondrous teachings and works of Jesus, but fail to say anything about the 30 years or so of his hidden life. This is known as the lost years of Jesus, between his childhood in Nazareth and his baptism, which started his public life. To fill this narrative gap, the key is the unwritten story of Jesus that shows how he increased in wisdom, stature, and favor with God and man. The last episode of Jesus as a child among wise men in the temple was an indication that Jesus was a child prodigy with a superior religious mind. His parents not only knew this, but would acknowledge it by seeking to provide their gifted son with education for his religious calling. At that time, this was possible through admission in the Jerusalem Temple School for scribes and Levites. Unfortunately, Jesus could not qualify for admission into the temple school, as this was strictly controlled by the aristocratic Sadducite priesthood. An alternative, however, was a religious community in the Qumran Desert near the Dead Sea in Judea. In this secluded place lived a revered community of ascetics, healers, teachers, and messiahs known as Essenes. Thus, at an early age, Jesus was enrolled into this community to undergo the stages of his religious vocation. First, as a young scribe, learning scripture calligraphy or writing of sacred texts, while also acquiring skills in biblical knowledge and interpretation. Subsequently grown as a young adult, Jesus was sent to Alexandria in Egypt for medical training, as Essenes were known to be the early physicians at that time. The sister community of therapeutes in Alexandria taught skills in dispensing herbal and organic drugs, as well as early psychiatric treatments described in the Gospels as the expelling of demons. Back to Qumran. After completing years of training, Jesus came back to Qumran to engage in medical missions with fellow Essene healers in Judea and Galilee. Thereafter, he was assigned to teach in the Essene house in Jerusalem, mentioned in the Gospel in Jesus' remarks that he taught daily in the temple. As a teacher, Jesus gained renown as Rabboni, or beloved teacher. In the years 30s, the Messianic fever rose as astronomers of the period observed movements in the constellation inclusive of a comet which crossed the skies to signal, as they thought, the end of days. With their apocalyptic mind, the Essenes launched a messianic mission led by Jesus for a siege on the temple of wicked non-Aaronic priests amid a supposed doomsday that would end the old order and usher a new one for Israel. The gap of the hidden years is thereby filled. We can now understand how Jesus fulfilled his life's mission as an ascetic, healer, teacher, and apocalyptic Messiah for Israel.